Hello,
Hi, hi, hello. Is this Maria?
Mariah. Hi,
Mariah.
Charlie.
How are
Yes,
you, Mariah?
I'm
So
good. And you?
I'm doing good. Just so we get before we get started, this call's gonna be recorded and potentially uploaded. Okay.
Sure, no problem.
All right. How can I help?
Okay. Firstly, thanks for taking my call.
Yes.
Um, I have a question. So, I'm financially ready to purchase a home, but
Okay.
I'm not sure which route to go. Firstly, my credit is like just at a 620, maybe a little bit above, and I have a account in collections on my credit. I was wondering, since it's been 3.5 years, should I bother paying it off or should I not?
Okay. So how old are you, Mariah?
29.
So okay, 29. And what's your income
About sixty
per month
thousand
net?
a year per
How
month
much?
net,
Yeah.
like 4,500.
Net.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. All right. So my name is Mariah. I'm 29 years old. My credit score is not the best. I make $4,500 a month, and I have collections on my account, and a few things are wrong. And I'm wondering, I'm gonna like financially ready to buy a home here, but I have these things in my credit. So should I wait to pay them off, or should I just try to go ahead and get pre-qualified for a home? Is that what you're asking?
Pretty much. Mhm.
Okay. All right. So the first thing is this, right? What makes you think that you're actually ready to buy a home, and why do you want to buy a home?
I've been renting for 3 years.
Okay.
And I have the 20% down payment.
Okay.
Um,
What's your area? What state are you in?
I'm in New Jersey currently.
Okay, New Jersey.
Hmm.
Okay. And how much money do you have for the down payment?
38,000.
$38,000. Do you have any
Hmm.
debt
No, I mean a few credit cards under $600.
total?
Yeah.
Do they accumulate every month and you pay them off every month?
Mhm.
Okay. So no debt. And by the way, how much do you owe in collections?
It's about, I want to say 2312.
2,000. What is it? 2,312.
2,312. Mhm.
Okay. Anything else? Student loan debt?
No,
Car?
I own a car. Nope.
Okay. And you have an emergency fund?
Not really. I've been investing more than I've been saving, but
Okay.
I
How
am
much do you
working
have in
on.
your investment account?
Um, about 20,000.
And is that like retirement account or is that a normal taxable account?
No, just a brokerage account.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I started investing before I did anything else, so I kind of had a head start in that area.
Okay. All right. So here's what I'm looking at, right? What would you say are your monthly expenses? Like let's break it down here, right? You have shelter, you have
Mhm.
utilities, you have groceries, and you have transportation, right? In this case. So how much is your
Mhm.
rent?
1250.
1250. And how much is your utilities? You would say like internet, Wi-Fi, same thing.
Um, I say 120.
Okay, so you have Wi-Fi, you have light, you have water, you have your
One
phone bill.
one. Oh, let's say 230.
All right, let's say $300 for that.
Mhm.
What about your groceries? How much you spend there on food
Oh,
per month?
150 1 week. So 3,600 a month.
$600 a month. And are you single?
No, I'm married.
Is that you and your husband?
No, I'm going to be purchasing the home.
No, 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 no. I'm talking about this $600 for food. Is that just for you or you and your husband?
Me, my husband, and our 2 children.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that's fair. That's fair.
Hmm.
I'll actually say $800 for that just in case. And then your car. You said the car is paid off, right? So
Hmm.
maintenance, gas, and insurance. How much would you say that is?
Um, let's say about 600 per month. Maybe honestly, it's actually less than that. We'll say, let's say 500, just to be on the safe side.
500. And by the way, before I add this up, because that's new information, right? You have a husband. Is your
Mhm.
husband also on the same page with you? Like as far as, for example, like the debt free thing?
No,
So he's in debt.
yeah, he has like student loans and things like that.
Okay. And are you
Mhm.
guys trying to get to the same page on that, or is it kind of like you kind of want to like do it on yourself?
Yeah, we kind of decided like I will purchase our first home, and this is only like our starter home. Like
Yeah.
hmm
The reason I ask, right, is because like when you're in a household and you're married, like you guys become one, right? So it's like whatever his debt is, it kind of becomes your debt also. So when I look at this picture, I was looking at it like, okay, I'm single, I'm this and that, but you have kids and you have like a husband, right? So it's kind of like, you might say that you're personally like I'm out of debt, but in reality, the family is in debt. So I'll do this math like the way you want me to do it, but I still, according to what I believe, you're in debt. So you're looking at like $2,850 basically are your expenses. Not including, for example, like let's just up it up to $3,000, right? Because you might have like extra things going on like Netflix subscriptions, your kids or whatever. So if you have a $3,000 monthly expense, if you multiply that, for example, by three, you're looking at $9,000. If you multiply
hmm
it by, for example, six, you're looking at $18,000. Tommy, what are these numbers? This is your emergency fund, because when things go wrong, you need to do this. And when you buy a home, a lot of things can go wrong. The roof can start leaking, something can break, a lot of things can go wrong. So, what I mean is, your $38,000. If you want to do 6 months, well, that just turned into, for example, $20,000 right there. If
due
you
to
want to
expense.
do, yeah, if yeah, for the emergency fund, because that's super important, and you have kids, right? So if you do
hmm
lose your job and you're kind of operating like from a sense of like I'm kind of trying to take care of this stuff on my own. If you do lose your job, you want to have the money there to take care of your core expenses at least for 3 to 6 months. Does that make sense?
Definitely.
Yeah, so you're looking at, so the first thing I would do is, if I'm you, okay, if I'm being honest, because I gotta be honest, if I'm you, I'll get on the same page with my husband and try to come to a conclusive answer, right? So if you have loans, let's work on these things together first, and then we buy the home on the same storyline, meaning we both are debt free, we both want the same exact things, and now we're gonna be heading towards this home, because two people paddling in the same direction is a lot safer and stronger and faster than just you doing it on your own. Does that make sense?
It definitely makes sense.
But if I
Uh,
look at it from what you're saying, then the first thing I would do if I'm not going to take my advice is I would say, okay, I'm going to save for emergency first. So cover that first. I'm going to rebuild up a little bit more. And then I'm going to have to kind of adjust the properties I'm looking at. Because the way we buy a home, right? What I follow is it's called a 33% rule. You ever heard about that?
30%?
33% rule. You ever heard about it?
No.
Okay. So what this means is the home you buy, which by the way is going to be a little hard for you, especially like in Jersey. That's why it's so important you guys come together. Does your husband work or is he stay home dad?
Yeah, he works.
Okay. So what it means is how much does he make per month?
I would have guessed net
Yeah.
maybe about. I'm not sure. Somewhere around. Let me see, 4,500.
That's what you said for yourself. So
Uh,
what this tells me is Mariah, is that
mhm.
you guys have like a little lack of stuff when it comes to finances. So you need to get on the same page with this stuff because you guys are a team, honestly. But if you guys are making like if he makes 4,500 and you make 4,500, that's $9,000. That's a significantly high income. So what I would say is 32% rule says, and by the way, that means like if he has student loan debt or whatever he has with his income and your income, you guys can knock that off like super quickly. You see what I'm saying? Because it's not just his, it's like the
Yeah,
family stuff.
yeah. Maybe we should have went that route and tried to do it together.
But it's not that
Uh,
late. That's what I'm telling you. It's better to do things to like kind of take a step back and do things right than to move forward and do things incorrectly. Because once you add the house, now that's another expense. And now you're trying to do that thing plus the other thing plus something else. So that's why the steps say, for example, you're not investing, you're not doing anything until you're debt free, until you save up for emergencies, and then you worry about investing and saving up for a home. Because by that point, you have no stress from the debts, no cash was going out towards that. You have the safety from the emergency account, and then all you have left over is just like the investments to worry about, just like 10-20% you invest into your retirement accounts, because guess what? You don't want to be taxed in the future and all this money from a brokerage account. The only time you put money into the brokerage account is if you're able to max out the Roth and max out the 401k or the Roth 401k from your job.
Yeah, I
Because
have
that's
a
where you're going to get the real
retirement account.
benefits.
It
Go
kind of
ahead, I'm
comes
sorry.
out automatic. I have a retirement account through my employer, and it like comes out automatically. And
Yeah, but the max on that is 19,500, and the max on the Roth is $6,000. It's a lot of money to try to max out, and the limit is 20% on your investments, because it's not like the only part of financial freedom. Does that make sense?
right, right.
This is just one part. So if I'm like looking at this, right? So just so
Mhm.
you understand, like the 33% rule, it basically says the home you buy, if your household income is $9,000, you multiply it by 0.33%, and it means that, hey, the home I'm gonna buy cannot exceed $2,970 a month, including the mortgage, the insurance, the taxes, the HOA fee, and everything else associated with the house, except for
Mhm.
utilities, obviously, on a 15-year mortgage.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, on a 15-year mortgage. And this is a lot more easier when you have, for example, your incomes, especially because you have a high income, you have a high household income, honestly. But if you
Yeah.
guys get on the same page, the step back I would take is sit down with my husband, tell him what the goals actually are for the family, why you feel this way, and why this is important to you, and say, well, let's write down everything here. What is your income? That's important for me to know. Here's my income. Transparency. You guys are a team. Nothing to hide here. And then you say, well, you have this much debt. If it's X, I have none. Let's use my income to take care of it, and then your income also take care of it. But be on the same page, because if you're not on the same page, it gets frustrating to do something to move the family forward when you're the only one and the other person's just like slouching around. Frustration is real. So you say, okay, let's
Yeah.
pay off the debt. Let's save for the emergency. Let's invest that 10-20%. And then let's basically worry about, for example, the savings for that 10-20% down on the home. And you can do 10%, that's fine. 20% is just better because you avoid PMI. But you can do the 10-20%, that's fine. And then once you buy the house, you buy it appropriately. But now you're saying, okay, I have this home. My family, my husband's here, my 2 kids are here. But we have no debts at all, the whole family.
Mhm.
We have a full-blown emergency account. We're investing 10-20% into our retirement funds, into diversified investments. And then we're also bought a home that we can actually afford. And with all the extra money, because we have a high income, we can put that towards a mortgage and finish it off in 8 to 10 years potentially. And now you're 29, right? I think you're 29, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
now you're 29. Now you're like, I don't know, like 43, 45 years old, paid off home, a lot of money in your investment account, and you guys are basically financially free. Does that make sense?
Yeah. We definitely have to go back. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
And don't be
Uh.
afraid of going back. And don't be afraid of renting, because especially in New Jersey and New York, you can get away with renting for 10, 15 years and you're still basically saving more money than buying a home. Because buying a
Yeah.
home,
We were
go ahead.
actually thinking about relocating.
To where?
Um, the South, somewhere in the
A
South.
lot
Most.
cheaper.
Yeah. Exactly. So that was our advantage. But either way, we definitely have to go back and
Yeah.
rewrite some things out,
And let me ask you
including
a
both
question,
of us.
Mariah. If you guys do go
Mhm.
to the South, right, would that kind of
Mhm.
mean like a pay cut? Or, for example, you can do your jobs from anywhere?
I would be taking a slight pay cut.
Yeah. So that's why it's so important before you head there, or even if you head there, right? Have all these
Mhm.
things in check, right? Have the no debt for the household of the family. Have the emergency account basically checked off. And then basically pause all your investments right now. Just focus on that one thing right there. Okay,
Oh.
and then you start investing later, and don't worry too much about like Tanya, but what about the interest? I'm missing out on this. No, you're not missing out on anything, because once you're done with the debt and the emergency account, you'll have so much extra money now to just invest more money and do like the whole catch up. It's better to go at a steady pace than to go at a I go fast, then I slow down, then I stop, things went wrong, oh my god. Make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Mariah. Well,
That was great advice.
before I leave you, Mariah, I really want to make sure you understand this call and you're left with no questions. So, any question you have right now, ask it to me.
I do have a question. Would
Yes.
it be to our advantage to pursue a first time home buyer loan in this case?
No.
Like being as though, no. I
You're
just learned
doing.
that it's a second
Yeah.
mortgage, so I was kind of against that.
Mhm. I mean,
Um,
look, the way I think about it, right? When you're buying a home, you want to do it based on your own strength, right? Based on I have the 20% there or the 10% there, but I'm not telling you, hey, Mariah, we have this grant that's gonna give you $10,000. No, don't take it. That's stupid. No, whatever is available is like the cherry on top. But you don't rely on government programs to do the things you need to do for your family. So I have what I need to take care of it, but whatever else is extra, I'm also gonna take that. You know what I mean?
okay, yeah, I didn't want to go that route. That's why I was like, okay, leaning towards putting everything down towards the 20%. Um, but
And,
that's
and let me,
something to.
yeah, and let me ask you a question. Do you have an estimate for what your husband's debt is?
Um, he did give me a number, but I can't quite remember.
Is it six figures or is it less?
No, definitely less than six figures.
Like 50,000 or less?
No, it wasn't anything. I would remember something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So
Maybe about
anything,
20,000 or
yeah,
so.
any look at that. Like $40,000 and you guys make $9,000. Even if you just divert, for example, $5,000 towards that, like you guys would be done in like 8 months. Like this year, literally like the year of 2022 is a year for you to basically pay off the debt, save for emergencies, restart the investment account, and then basically start basically saving up for the home. This is the year. And then by next year, you're able to do everything the correct way. So when you buy that home, it's not a burden on you because the home is cool, but when something breaks, your husband loses his job, you have to worry about this
Mhm.
and that, there's going to be a problem. That's why I tell you this, okay? But you're doing
Great, great.
great.
Thank you so much, Tommy.
All
I
right.
appreciate that.
Thank you so much. And Mariah, these are not one-time calls, so if you want to call back in a week or 2 days or 1 hour, I really don't care. All calls are free, and welcome to the long-term team, okay?
Thank you. Take care.
All right, bye-bye. Peace out. All right, guys. So that right there was Mariah, and great person, you know. And that's why I always ask, like, are you single? Are you married? It's not because I'm trying to hit on anybody, by the way. It's because like the numbers change. People a lot of the times they try to act like, hey, you know what? Doesn't matter. It's just me here. No, it's not just you. This is a full blown relationship, and whatever is going on with that person is going on with you too. You know, so it's not like I'm gonna buy this just based on my power, but then that person go ahead and sabotage you if you're not on the same page. So that's why if they have such a high income, which by the way, God bless them, they're able to just take care of those things now this year. And by the way, never, ever be afraid to turn back when you've made mistakes. A lot of people, you know, you see this all the time. The Bible says this, okay? Don't start something if you don't have the resources. Okay, don't be afraid to take a step back if you found out you made a mistake, because it makes no sense to pursue something the wrong way when you're gonna have a lot more risks to take care of. So never be afraid of that. So that's why I say take care of the debt first, and they can do that in little, like little, okay? Then they save for emergencies, maybe 4 months it takes them. Then they start investing, and together with $9,000 a month is amazing what they're actually able to do. Like that's awesome, guys, okay? But overall, thank you for the call, guys. Appreciate you guys a ton. You guys are always welcome to call. Calls are free as always. The link is down below. Follow me on Instagram, Tiny Bryson. Thanks for watching. More content here. My face is here. And Long Term Team is officially out. Thanks, Mariah.